I'm going to tell you to just forget about the vegetable seeds at the moment. There are so many that I could choose, that I could be sowing, that, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. But what I am going to do today is urge you to look sideways from the vegetables, and instead of thinking about what variety of cabbage you are going to have or what variety of bean, have a little think about what sort of flowers you can grow alongside them. Because believe you me, not only will they make your garden look fantastic, but they can actually increase the productivity of your garden, of your allotment, of your crops as well. So here are my 5 top reasons to grow flowers. Okay, number 1, and my personal top reason for growing flowers in amongst your vegetables is to attract the bees, to attract the pollinators, to attract the beautiful variety of butterflies and moths that so often get unnoticed in vegetable gardens. I often have, at this time of year, I have a discussion, shall we say, with an allotment neighbour of mine who's been gardening for many, many years and produces fine things. And his argument is, why do you need to put extra flowers into your vegetable garden when the vegetables themselves produce their own flowers to be pollinated? So they don't need the extra help. Well, I just say, if you've ever grown sweet corn, each one of the kernels needs to be pollinated. And if you are like me, there is nothing more disappointing than pulling one of the cobs from the stalk and you think, great, sweet corn for tea. And you open up the outside husk, the skin, and inside only half of the kernels have formed. That is because the others have not been pollinated. Now, one of the most important things you need to do when you are planting for bees, for wildlife, is try and make sure that you are spanning as much of the gardening year as you can. So for example, at the moment I have got crocus coming up, and they are beautiful purple colours with vibrant orange stamens, and already I have seen different bees, different pollinators landing on those crocuses, and it is as though they are the first flowers of the season, and they are desperate. You think they have had a long, hard winter. We think winters are cold and dark. Think about how the poor pollinators feel. So as soon as they see flowers opening up with those beautiful gifts of pollen inside, they're onto them. They're going to get used to coming to your garden. But then don't stop there. The crocus comes out. You'll have your grape hyacinths. After your grape hyacinths, you can think, right, they're the spring flowers. The next batch of flowers is in the summer. Think about that interim period. Think about things like your Sweet William that will provide that bridge between the spring flowering and the early summer flowering plants, and then try and take that all the way through into the autumn with things like your cosmos. Your sunflowers will still be flowering, your dahlias. All these things extend the season for your pollinators, and they make your garden the place to be. We all know the benefits of companion planting with the most famous plant. I think even my gardening friend who does not really want to have flowers in his garden will plant marigolds. The scent of the marigolds is absolutely brilliant to deter things like your onion moth, to deter things like your carrot fly. Because it is such a strong scent, then that is going to confuse the non-beneficial insects, shall we say, and send them on their way. So if you look into companion planting, not only will it bring in pollinators, but it can bring actual real-time benefits to your vegetables as well. Third reason to add some flowers to your vegetable garden is to plant some that you can actually use as food. If you've grown nasturtiums before, you may have had a nibble of the actual nasturtium leaf, which is lovely. It's hot, it's peppery. The seed heads themselves can be used as capers. And believe you me, if you eat a seed head of a nasturtium fresh, oh my goodness, it can blow your socks off. It's absolutely fantastic. And you can chop these things up and add them to your salads. We were talking about herbs. They've got a whole usage of their own. Your chives, get your chives in some vinegar and use them that way. Your marigolds, going back to them, you can use the petals and use them in salads. Not only do they look nice, they've got a very slight flavour as well. So look, try and think outside the box with your flowers. If you do want to grow them, but you feel like you are wasting space that you could otherwise give to edible crops, think about flowers that you can eat. Okay, my fourth reason to pop some flowers in your vegetable garden is just think about how cost effective it is. I know that I love to have flowers. I will have flowers in my house all year round if I can. Even if it's just a few sprigs of ivy in the winter, then some berries. And then actually over there, I've got some daffodils and some hyacinths in a little pot. But if you were to go and buy those, wherever you buy your flowers from, think how much you would pay for them. Now, again, growing flowers in a vegetable garden can be seen as wasteful. But if you are going to, on your way home, think to yourself, okay, I've got my truck with all my vegetables in, I'm going to pick a nice bunch of flowers, maybe not for myself, maybe for a friend. And before you know it, you have got another truck full of flowers. And that is beautiful. Think about what you would pay for those at the florist or at the even at the supermarket. Okay, we're talking about £5, £10, £15. And not only are you saving money, but you have got the satisfaction that you have grown those all by yourself. And my fifth reason for adding flowers into your vegetable garden is just, and I touched on this earlier, just the sheer joy. Not only have you got the visual of seeing how beautiful it looks, you have got this scent. If you have got strong scented flowers like your sweet peas, they're not taking up much space. They're either growing up a wall, up a trellis, coming down from your hanging baskets. So think about your sense of smell. Think about your sense of sight. You're looking at them. Think about listening to those bees buzzing around. Think about picking them for a friend. There are so many different reasons that you can think of in which flowers can enhance not just your vegetable productivity, but your whole experience of being in the garden yourself. So, what do you think? Have I convinced you to just put aside the veg box for 1 minute and think about 1 or 2 flowers that you might like to try this year? Do you already grow flowers in your plot? If so, let me know in the comments below which ones you swear by, which ones you would like to recommend to others, and hopefully we'll have a lovely list of different flowers that we can try to make our gardens that much more special. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I've convinced you to think again, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.